Okay, so we're going to do email marketing Madrona Group way today. So we're going to take a look at 2 different ways to send out content to our sphere of influence. And it's actually going to be kind of 3, right? And so one of those ways is going to be through the John L. Scott MyDesk. We're going to send out the monthly housing updates. And then while we're in there, we might as well set up the seasonal emails, which are basically just all of your happy St. Patrick's Day, happy Earth Day, happy, I don't know if they do Father's Day, Mother's Day, whatever, all the major holidays. It's sort of like, it's obligatory. We get them from all the big companies, but, we're essentially a company in ourselves, right? So we're kind of just addressing like, all right, we're hitting those major points. And more than anything, it's just kind of a way to stay in touch with people and also recognize that people are celebrating. So I just like to set that one up as well. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is open MyDesk. And of course, everybody knows how to do that. We're gonna go over to the left-hand side of the screen where it says contacts, because if we don't have contacts, then we can't send emails. Click on contacts, and we're going to click on up in the upper right hand corner, the add button. And then there's 2 ways to add, or actually if you click the add button, that's manually. And if you want to import them, which is via a CSV file, so mass import. So individual add is the green button. The more button will drop down the menu for the import option, which is how we're going to import our CSV files. Now, you're only going to import probably once or twice or something like that, versus, adding, I can do each time I get a new lead. So I'm going to kind of build that into my system, right? So I get a new lead on Sierra. I got to remember myself, oh yeah, I need to add them to my monthly housing updates and also to my MailChimp, and we'll get to that in a second. So if you do not have a CSV file to import, go ahead and click the green add button, and let's just add somebody. Make it yourself if you don't have one, so you're getting what you're sending, so you always know. And if you do have a CSV file, go ahead and click the more button to the right of that, click the import tab, and when you do click the just add individual, obviously it's pretty simple, it's self-explanatory. You put in a name, first and last, you put in an email address, you put a phone number in, you click next. If you're gonna be doing 3 or 4 names, you can also check the little box that says create another, and that will sort of just kind of keep the window open as you continue to add names. Or you can just do it individually too. But anyway, you click the next button, add your contact, or if you're going to go ahead and do the import option, and also you can import directly from Yahoo, Gmail, Outlook, and AOL on the system, right? So you could click one of these buttons. So for example, Josiah, if you don't necessarily have a list of people, you can go ahead and click Gmail and connect your Gmail or Outlook, because that's where John L. Scott is on Outlook. But for the sake of time and just knowing what your login and whatnot, I would do your Gmail, or Cindy, since you're on Yahoo, we can do that. Or if you do have your CSV file already downloaded and ready to go ahead and click the green upload CSV file, and we're going to click next. And it's pretty self-explanatory from there as well, in that you're going to go ahead and I think it just says like how many people you have in the file. Do you want to import them all? Yes, continue, or something to that effect, right? So let me know when everybody's got at least one person in their contacts.
Yeah, mine's already done, so.
Got it.
Go.
Good.
Good. Okay, very good. You guys are all superstar pupils today. I will be giving out lots of gold stars, so congratulations. Okay, so which campaigns? So we're gonna go ahead and over on MyDesk again on the left-hand side there with that grayed out kind of column, We will click on email campaigns. So email campaigns is different than email templates. Email templates is going to be like one-off emails. Email campaigns are these magically done once a month campaigns that are pre-set up by John L. Scott. These are the drip campaigns, right? So go ahead and click on email campaigns. And then what we're going to do is at the top of that screen is all of your active email campaigns. So these are the ones that I have at some point set up and are running. So I have 9 active campaigns. But if you scroll down, if you do have active campaigns, you will get to the part where it says available email campaigns. And below that is all the different counties or cities or areas or whatever that they have set up, along with, you know, some random little campaigns that you could look through on your own time and see if you ever want to send those out. But we're going to look for probably just 2 or 3. I recommend sending out, you know, Seattle or Snohomish County or possibly East Side if you know for sure that people live on the East Side, and then also seasonal, right? I do the luxury seasonal. I don't think it really matters. I just think that the pictures look nicer and I like the black over the green, but whatever. They're still just the same seasonal emails that go out. Okay, so once I find the campaign that I want to use, so let's go ahead and start with like Seattle housing updates. And there's a big orange button that says use campaign. So I click use campaign. Okay. Is everybody there?
Yep.
Yeah, mine was already active.
Okay, very good. So and I click on the next and I decide which contacts to add, right? So it'll say, you know, next thing is choosing contacts, and it just is a sort of an informational screen. Great, we click next, and then it pops up this, you know, now add recipient screen. And so there's a few things you can do here. It's really up to you, but when you add your contacts, if you give them a category, so for example, if I'm adding a new contact, I might say categories of East Side, Seattle, or Snohomish County, right? And that way I can give them the more specific report. If you didn't do that initially and you're like, I just want to give them Seattle only, fine. So you could, but you can filter through categories if you want to. If you just want to do a person, go ahead and search for their name or email. You can also add somebody right here now while we're doing this. But typically you're going to either click the all button, which will just do all of your contacts, or you can go through this little roller here and you know, the scroller, and click names as you see them that you'd like to add to that drip campaign. Does that all make sense?
Yep.
Okay. I say that kind of stuff, which I know sounds like I'm talking down to people when I say that. I need to figure something else out to say. I just want to make sure everybody's following along. Sometimes I know this stuff gets really dry and hard to pay attention to. So once I've decided which people I'm gonna send this email to, right? Maybe the all button, maybe I go through and click each individual. Then I'm gonna hit the save button. At which point it will tell me in that campaign how many recipients, right, now will receive that email on a monthly basis. So, you know, maybe if you clicked all and you have 250 contacts in there, you should now probably have 250 recipients of that email campaign. So once you get that all figured out, we click save. Awesome. Now we're moving on. And then that's it, by the way, right? And that's all it takes to send out the Seattle housing update, Snohomish County housing update, the seasonal update, or the East Side update, right? So me personally, I try to do the Seattle people with the Seattle. I try to do the Snohomish County with the Snohomish County, and then I send the seasonal. And that's going to give them a contact every single month with a great report that, like, as Howard was talking about, like literally never gets unsubscribed. People enjoy that report, and then hits the major holidays so that, I'm staying top of mind and kind of doing my due diligence. That's it on housing updates. Has everybody got that? Are we good?
Actually, to go back several steps, like I was looking to add the Snohomish County update, and I couldn't see how to do that.
Okay, so when you are in MyDesk, and over on the left-hand column, email campaigns, and you click on that, right? And so it opens up this screen that says email campaigns, and there's two sort of sections now. The first section is your active email campaigns. And then if you scroll down below that, there's a section called available email campaigns.
Right.
And then that's all set up alphabetically. So then you'd scroll down to S. So it's quite a bit down the page.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I got that.
And then once you find it, you click the orange button, use the campaign, then it says next, then it says who do we want to add, and we add the recipients, and we click save, and voila, boom, magic happens. Every month, our people are getting lots of great information. Okay, so that's the easy one. Any other questions about MyDesk email drip campaign?
No.
Okay. Now the harder one is the MailChimp. So as we talked about, you can, if you want, just do a one-off when you see content that you like. I do send out a weekly email to our sphere that will post the content that I post to the blog as sort of, a newsletter type piece, right? And so in order to do that, we're gonna open up our MailChimp account. That's just MailChimp.com. And we're gonna set up an RSS feed. But before we do that, we do have to have an audience, right? We can't send the list to nobody, or excuse me, the email to nobody. So go ahead and log into your MailChimp account. And then on the left-hand side of that login screen, you will see something called audience. Go and click on audience. And then we're gonna click over here on the right hand, still be the upper right-hand side of the screen. Excuse me, is manage audience. And much like what we just saw in MyDesk, you can either add a subscriber individually, or you can import your whole list very easily, kind of the same way, right? So just for the sake of this exercise, if you do not have a list, go ahead and just click the add a subscriber and put yourself in there so you can see what you're sending out. And maybe even if you put a list in and you haven't added yourself, you should, so that you know, it's a good idea, because every once in a while you'll get somebody that, it's like, hey, that thing you sent out, and you're just like, oh, what thing? Right? You should probably know. So add yourself as a subscriber. And so if you're going to do the list, though, there is one part that's a little bit confusing, perhaps. So, okay, so if I just add a subscriber, though, it's just email and name. You really don't even need the name. MailChimp's not really going to be your database or anything. You just want your people to get an email. I do add the name just so that, like, when I'm looking at the list, I can remember who the person is, because I might not remember based off of the email, if it's not their name or whatever. So you just enter the email address and the name, and then click on subscribe. Voila, person added, easy sneezy. But if you're going to import a CSV file and you click the import contacts button, you're then going to click the upload a file button, and then you're going to continue, and then you're going to click the browse button. And the browse button is going to send you into your PC to or your laptop to find the CSV file. So wherever you have that stored, you go find it there and, click next. And then just click continue to organize. And then you're going to select subscribed, because they're all going to be subscribed. It asks you to tag them. So you can tag them if you want, or you can just click continue and move on. It's not imperative that you tag them, but if you do want to, much like the Sierra system, if you want to set up like individual, like for example, say one list is from Sierra, you might say Sierra. And then on the next list, maybe it's from your Gmail, you might say Gmail, just to kind of know where the leads come from. And then we're going to click continue to match. And when you click continue to match, it's going to bring up this columnized screen where probably you'll have some orange not recognized sort of alert boxes. But this is much simpler than it maybe appears at first. This is just MailChimp asking us to give a header to the column so it understands what each one is, right? So if all you did was their name, first name, last name, email address, and phone number, then like for mine, when this started, this first box was not recognized, the second box was not recognized, the phone number box was not recognized. So I just click on the top of the header, click first name, yeah, last name, great. It recognized email address, so I didn't have to change that. Select phone number here, okay, obviously. And then this last one, doesn't matter if it's recognized or not. It's not important. Really, the only one that's important that MailChimp recognizes is email address, because it's just gonna send out emails. Are we all good there on that part?
Yep.
Okay. And once you have the columns matched up, or at least just the email address column matched up, then you go ahead and click the finalize import button, at which point it'll give you a screen that says something like, we're about to import, X amount of leads, and that's great. And so there they go. All right, so now we have an audience. So we need to set up our email campaign. So in order to do that, we are going to go back to the MailChimp sort of main screen. Over in that left-hand column, underneath audience, is a section called automations. You guys see that? Terry, I'm pretty sure you're not working along with me, because I can see your hands.
Okay. Right, space. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be working along with you.
So on the left-hand side over, is automations. And then it's going to open up a screen, and there's going to be all these different boxes, but up at the top in the middle, there's a little link that says check out classic automations. So we click on that. And then there's going to be a box that says share blog updates. And it looks like this one right here. So we select that one, and then we give it a campaign name. So our campaign name could just be weekly newsletter, or up blog updates. You can just keep it as it is, whatever. And then we need to select the audience. So if you have multiple audiences, you'll have multiple choices. If you just have a single list of people, it will just be your single list. This list, I call it the master list. This is everybody in MailChimp, so I select that. And then we click begin. So it's going to open up a little box that asks for the RSS feed and the send timing. So the RSS feed for the Madrona Group blog is right here in the box, or here on the screen. It's HTTPS // www.themadronagroup.com/feed/.
And what is that for right there?
So that's for the box here that asks for the RSS feed URL. So what it is just one of the features of the WordPress blogs and most blogs is that it will create a feed for your content, and they call it RSS. It's really simple syndication, I think it stands for. And anyway, what's important is that with that domain, when you put it in here, it will read all the blog posts that come out from the blog.
Okay.
And then when should we send it? Like I said, I will send mine every week. Some people might want to do every 2 weeks. It's really up to you. What we found with email is that usually if somebody will read your email, they will read it up to once a week without unsubscribing, right? If they're gonna unsubscribe, they're gonna unsubscribe. But if they're gonna read your email, they'll do it once a week without it becoming like, okay, that's too much. But maybe you're like, no, I don't want to bother people. I really just, every 2 weeks is fine by me. It's up to you, however you want to do it. But again, I do mine every week. And then the day, so I do mine on Wednesdays. You don't want to do it on Monday because people are stressed out coming back to work. They don't really have time for extracurricular emails. And you don't want to do it on Friday because everybody's kind of checked out and they really don't want to pay attention to that kind of thing. So you want to do it middle of the week, where people are kind of more in that, I'm still in the zone, but I haven't quite checked out for the weekend yet. So I like Wednesday. And then the time, you don't want to do it first thing in the morning because that's when I'm checking all my business emails and really trying to get geared up for the day. Again, it's the same concept. I don't want to do it at end of day because I'm already kind of done. So I like to do mine somewhere between like 11 and 1 p.m. It really depends. Do you want to do it before lunch or after lunch? I do mine at I think 1 p.m. because I figure after you kind of get back from lunch and you're a little bit lazy, you might be willing to kind of sit and look at some random email a little bit more. There's a lot of data behind this, so I'm not just making this stuff up. This is actually the best times percentage-wise as well. So I select my frequency, my date, and my time, and then just go ahead and check that box, resize RSS feed images to fit the template. And then once you have that filled in and your time set, go ahead and click next. Now it's going to ask for the campaign info, right? So again, the campaign name, which we kind of already named when we created it, but if you don't like that name, you can change it now. The subject line. So the subject line is this because it's sent out every week all by itself. If you don't do, and you see this this little code right here, this is sort of an automated it's an automated piece to MailChimp, and what it'll do is it will take the title of the blog post for that week and make it the title, so that way it's different every week. Otherwise, if you just write something in here, it's going to be the exact same email subject line every single week. So it better be pretty good. Like some kind of mind-blowing Jedi mind trick. I'm just started watching that Obi-Wan Kenobi, so I'm back on Jedis now. Do you guys think that every one of those Star Wars spin-offs is kind of the same with just different characters?
Yes.
Pretty much.
I just got done with episode 5. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, this could be Boba Fett. This could be the Mandalorian.
Pretty much, I agree.
Anyway, so the code is star line thing. What's that line called? Do you guys know?
Backslash.
No, that's the straight line.
The vertical line.
Yeah.
Oh.
If that's straight, I need new glasses. Anyway.
You know what? I did like stupidly, I italicized this.
Ah, okay.
So it's making the
It's a
straight line not straight.
italicized.
I just realized now I tried to make it like so it stood out, but
Yeah.
I made it so it's a /
Okay, all right.
That's funny. No, it's a straight line. RSS item,
Yeah, right there.
title, straight line star. And then I put dash my name, right? Because sometimes I won't read an email like that unless I know who it's from. And also, right? Okay, here's the deal. I don't really think that they're going to click on the email that often, but they're always going to read the subject line. So they're always seeing your name. Cindy
Right.
Rice, Cindy Rice, Cindy Rice, Cindy Rice, Cindy Rice. Why do I keep thinking about this Cindy Rice? The preview text, that's sort of the little, under the title, under the subject line, there's like a little italicized thing. I don't know what you put under there. Thank you for your continued support. Please don't unsubscribe. Please don't hate me for sending this email. I don't know what you put in there, but
Yeah.
it's some fun little message.
Don't delete this.
Yeah. This is way more important than you think. And then obviously the from name, right? So Cindy Rice, John L. Scott Real Estate, Cindy Rice, the Madrona Group, Josiah Melton, the Madrona Group, whatever you want to do there. And then of course your from email address. I'd put your John L. Scott email address in there for sure.
I've been
And then
using that. So
once you get that set up, click next. Okay, so far it's been fairly easy, right? Yeah. Now this is the part where we have to do a little bit of kind of design. It's some drag and drop design. So it's going to ask you to select a template, and you can, if you want, mess around with one of these pre-designed themes or one of these templates or even some of this column stuff and blah, blah, blah. Here's what I find. The simpler the text, the simpler the email, the more effective it is. People want to get all crazy with these emails and have blocks and all, and there's my funny thing here and my this thing and all that. When I see that, it just confuses me and I see junk and I delete it, right? So if I make the email real simple, real easy to read, like bam, here's what's up. I'm just sending you this piece of content. If you like it, great, read it. If not, no problem. Here I am. Have a great week. Talk to you next week, kind of a thing, right? So I just use the simple text template, but select whichever one you want. Click next. And this is sort of an example of how it looks when it's set up, right? So I don't use any color. I don't use any pictures other than the logo. I do put the logo up top just for brand recognition. You know, real simple, hello. Okay, this is the tag for how it will input their first name in there if we have it, right? So hello Josiah, hello Terry, hello Jane, whatever. You know, my little message, could this information be useful to you? Whatever you want to put in there. You don't have to set it up this way either. This is just an example of how I do mine. And maybe there's a better way, but then the next block, I put this code in, and this will show the title of the blog post that was created for the week. Oops. Okay, so what was it that I posted? why house hunting is like using Tinder was the blog post this week, right? So it'll say why house hunting is like using Tinder here. And so if that sounds interesting to them, they'll click it. If not, no problem. I do just a little call to action, right? We're always interested in helping you and your loved ones with buying or selling a home. Some of our contact information. And then I put this code in here, which is going to be like the last 5 blog posts. So they could also look through there and see if any of those blog posts are interesting to them. And then I finish it with thinking about buying, click the home search, thinking about selling, get your home's value, a picture of us and our contact information again, right? So real simple, real easy. And we can kind of go over how to do that. Here's the codes, the 3 codes that I use in there. They're called tags, but it's just star, straight line, F name, straight line, star, right?
So do we have to put those in ourselves?
Yeah, so you have to create the template. Now let's take a look at that and yeah, I know. This is the part that can't really make super simple. Created this one as my example. It is drag and drop, so it's not as hard as it might appear. So we'll go over it. Okay, so it looks something like, oh, I changed this just real quick, but it says something like this is a test, email, and there's some random text in there, right? So it's kind of set up real basic. There's really nothing to it. So this is how the email will come out. And these are over here on the right are the different styling tools that we can use to create the email. So if I want to put my logo up top, I will take an image block, drag it up here to the top. Right. And now I upload an image. Let's see, do I have, right, I have obviously my logos loaded in here, but you would just upload it. If you don't have them in there, upload the image that you want to use. Select it, click insert. Okay, and now the logo's up there, right? Great, I can adjust the size. It's a little too big. Okay, great, fantastic. Save and close. All right, so now I got my little logo up there, and now I got my heading. Maybe I want to give it a title. I just like to delete that and go right into the sort of my intro. So I'm going to do hello, and those tags, they have them preset for us, and they're here. They're called merge tags. So I can select the merge tag that I want to very easily. So I want the first name merge tag. I click that, and voila, comma, enter, enter. So it's gonna start off the email with hello Cindy, hello Terry, hello Jason, hello whatever their first name is.
But if you don't have a name in there,
just leaves it blank and says
blank,
hello.
just says hello. Okay.
It says hello. Terry didn't put a name in here. Okay, so great. Some kind of intro text. Hope you enjoy this week's content. Talk to you soon. All right, kind of a thing. And then that's all I would do sort of for that opening line. Okay, real easy. Now I'm gonna do the actual blog content. I just like putting new boxes in there just so I kind of can keep track of the fact that I'm separating things. So yeah, they're not gonna have the merge tag in here. So this is where we have to use the code that I'm giving you, which is this one here. I'll put it in the chat. That's the single blog post. And that is the last 5 blog posts. All right, so I'll put in this other text box here. I'm gonna enter in the single blog post tag, which is the star straight line RSS item title. Pretty obvious when you kind of think about it and look at it. I'm gonna put that right there. And I'm gonna make this one like a heading 2 or a heading 3 or something, so it kind of sticks out, because that's kind of my whole value proposition is like this. I'm saying here's some cool content for you to check out, so I want to make it a little bit bigger, make it a little bit stand out, and that's that. So with that tag in there, when this actually gets sent out to our sphere, it won't say, you know, weird code tag thing, RSS item title. It'll say why house hunting is like using Tinder. Okay. So I save and close that. Now I'll probably take like, maybe I'll even do like a box text so it stands out a little bit. That's just, you know, contrasting differently. So the background color is of the box versus white text. But for the sake of keeping it easy, I'll throw another text box in here. And I'll say, let's see here. Oh yeah. So now I'm going to do a little call to action. By the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals. No. Actually, I could probably get in trouble for even saying that. What is it? What's something I could say? Well, I'll just copy what I said before. Oh yeah. Our team is always interested in helping you and your family buy or sell your next home. Okay, something like that. Great. I'm gonna put my contact information, maybe an email address, something like that. Save and close. And then I'm going to do one more text box. And this one I'm going to say past articles or past posts or whatever you want to call them. And I put my second piece of code in there, my second tag, which is the RSS recent. And as the name implies, that's the most recent 5 blog posts besides the one that is the headline. Maybe I give this a little heading 3 there. Okay, and then I'll finish it off with, you know, my footer kind of a thing, like you would, you know, your email signature, however you want to finish it off with maybe your picture and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, this is kind of what I want. Real simple and easy. The idea is just to give them some content. honestly, the idea is just to make sure that your name is in their subject line every week, but also to be delivering, fun content for them to read every week. And this is what it will look like when it gets sent. Okay, so hello, test first name, because it just does that, but it'll say, hello, Cindy. Hope you enjoy this week's content. Talk to you soon. Okay, this week's content, Snohomish County Farmers Market List 2022. Our team's always interested in helping you and your family buy or sell your next home. Here's some contact information and past articles. And voila, we have an email.
Wow, look at that.
So once you get this, and and again, it's just you take the little blocks and you just, you see how they're lighting up. You can move these, right? So it's just drag and drop. Doesn't have to be super complicated. If you want to add more different things, you can. If you want to put a button in there, like, start your search now or something, you can, but try to keep it as simple as possible. And when you're satisfied with how it looks, and then up here, right, preview and test, so you can see, okay, what does it actually look like when it sends? And this is what it'll actually look like. So once I get to a point where I am satisfied with that, and here's the header information, right? So the subject line. So the subject line this week would have been Snohomish County Farmers Market List 2022 - your name, right? Blah, blah, blah. So once I'm satisfied with how this will look, I'm going to click the next button. And at this point, you should get this screen that says you're all set to send. Dun, dun, dun. All the green check marks. Yay. You can fill in some of these other things like social cards and stuff later if you feel like you really want to get into this, but this is enough for it to send. So it will go out. This feed will be sent weekly at 11 a.m. every week using to this list with this subject line, with this preview text. Any replies will go to this email address. Okay. It's going to be this HTML email. Okay, perfect. I'm good with all of that. So I click the Start RSS button. I don't want to do that because I don't actually want to send this email. But when I click that button, I am all set, ready to go. And that is that. And I believe, oh yeah, the last screen is confirm your RSS start. So it's going to ask you one last time, are you sure you want to continue? Because keep in mind, you can't take emails back once they go out. So make sure that you don't have typos or, any weird stuff. Make sure that you were hitting the preview button and you know how it looks and you're comfortable with it. Make sure you got the right subscribers in there. Okay. Yep. I'm good. I got it. I'm all set up. Start campaign. And that's it.
Good.